3 broke the chains. 20 couldn't find the courage. The one spark. Ibrahim Traoré. It all started with one man. Ibrahim Traoré. He looked at his people, hungry, tired, cheated by the West, and he said, enough. He stood up first. He lit the spark that would change everything. Soon Mali and Niger saw his courage, and they stood up too. They joined him, and together they formed the AES. That's when the change began. The AES countries threw off the chains of the West. Their GDPs went up. Terrorism weakened. Roads, factories, jobs, and schools started to rise. People finally found hope, real hope, and a new spirit of unity and pride. But the other 20 countries? They saw all this. Their people got restless. They wanted freedom too. They wanted to own their land and their resources. They wanted to be sovereign. But their leaders, they didn't have the same courage. They didn't have the same fire. They tried to calm the people with small projects, just enough to keep them quiet. But the old fear, sanctions, threats, bribes, still chained them to the West. They lacked courage, they couldn't break free. Let's hope one day they will find the courage, just like Ibrahim Traoré did. Look at the 3 AES countries now. Free at last, no foreign chains. Their GDPs are climbing. New roads, new factories, new jobs, new hope. New peace. Terrorism. Crushed by unity. Corruption. Fading like old shadows. This is real independence, a freedom that grows stronger each day. But the AES story didn't stop there. Unrest began to stir in other lands. Across Africa, people saw AES standing tall, heads held high, and they couldn't help but ask. Why not us? People in 20 other countries looked at their own land, their own resources, their own foreign soldiers. They looked at their own leaders, and saw the same old chains. They wanted big change. They wanted sovereignty. They wanted to cut the rope tying them to the past. Their bellies were full of fire. Their spirits were unchained. They were ready. They shouted in one voice. Let's do like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Let's join AES. But oh! The leaders. The big men and women sitting in government houses, driving big cars, talking big English in meetings, they heard the people shouting, AES. They felt the heat. They knew something must change. If not, the people's fire would burn them down. So, the leaders of these 20 countries started to move. But they didn't move fast like AES. They didn't move boldly. They moved like someone with a stone inside their shoe. Small steps. Half measures. They were afraid. Afraid of the foreign powers. Afraid of losing their own comfortable chairs. Some were like puppets, their hands moving, but someone else held the string from far away. What did these 20 do? Let's see the truth. Chad. Chad talked tough. We will stop military deals with France. But look closely, French soldiers still on Chad's soil. French planes still in Chad's air. The government talks about building our own army, but the French hand still helps hold the gun. People are angry. They see Niger next door, French gone completely. Why is Chad afraid? Senegal. Senegal got a new president. He talked sweet, sovereignty. Independence. Foreign armies are not good. People expected French soldiers at the Wakam base to pack the same day. But months passed. The government talks about renegotiation, responsible change, stability. French soldiers still there. The people's fire burns hotter. What's holding them back, they ask. Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast sings the same song. President Ouattara and France are close. Slowly, a small group of French soldiers left. The government calls it efficiency. Contracts with big French farm companies. They reviewed them. Maybe they added small conditions for local people. But the big control's still in foreign hands. People look across the border to Burkina Faso building factories, they wonder why Ivory Coast moves like a snail. Guinea. Guinea had Army man Doumbouya take power before Traoré. He talked strong against corruption and foreign people stealing. He showed he liked the AES spirit. When ECOWAS punished Niger, Guinea said, "No. We won't join that punishment." That was strong. Mining contracts. They are reviewing them. Good. But French companies still dig bauxite in Guinea like before. No Russian soldiers come to help like in the Sahel. No order for French soldiers to leave, even though fewer are there. People see the spirit, but where is the action? The man stands at the door but doesn't enter. Gabon. Gabon had the army throw out the Bongo family. Big trouble. The new leader said, "Gabon for Gabon people. No more foreign control. French soldiers. Small reduction. Symbolic. Outside military ties. Reduced a bit, but not cut. Total Oil Company still pumps Gabon oil like before. Everything moves slowly. Gabon people, after suffering under Bongo, want change quickly like AES. Slow but sure sounds like not sure at all. Nigeria. Nigeria took big action on resources. The government said, no more raw or export. Meaning, they won't just dig minerals like lithium, gold, tin, and ship them abroad. Foreign companies must build factories in Nigeria. Process the materials here. Create work for Nigerian people. Add value inside Nigeria. This is strong. People are happy about that. But, what about foreign soldiers? Are they still there? What about security deals with Western countries? Those still exist. It's an economic move, a good one, but not the full freedom AES fights for. Ghana. Ghana followed Nigeria's style. The government said, stop. No more raw bauxite export. Bauxite is for making aluminum. They want to process it in Ghana. Give Ghanaian companies more power to use Ghana's resources. Another strong economic move. People clap. But again, the soldiers from abroad? The deep security handshake with old powers? Still there. They did well on resources but didn't touch the army matter. Zimbabwe and Namibia. Zimbabwe and Namibia saw Nigeria and Ghana. They said, me too. Zimbabwe said, no more unprocessed lithium export. Namibia quickly copied, lithium must be processed here too. They want the money and factory work to stay inside their countries. Wise move. Resource nationalism spreads like good bushfire. But like Nigeria and Ghana, this is mainly about money and jobs. The full independence that includes who guards your border. That conversation is still coming. Botswana. Botswana had De Beers Company controlling diamonds for a long time. Now, Botswana's government got strong. They renegotiated. They said, we want more money. We want more say. Botswana now gets a bigger share and is building a national fund for the future. Big win. But it's a win at the diamond table. The question of who truly is the boss in all matters. Still there. Tanzania. Tanzania changed mining laws. Foreign companies, they said, you must use Tanzanian workers. You must share more profit with Tanzanian people. No more taking everything. Good talk. Makes sense. But it's still within the system. No big expulsion. No breaking away like AES. DR Congo, Congo Kinshasa, is a resource paradise but also a suffering paradise. The government says they are reviewing all foreign mining deals. They push for a fairer share for Congolese people. Important. Very important. But Congo's problems are deep like a river. Rwanda causes trouble, and Western powers are behind it. Foreign soldiers and mercenaries still there like flies on a wound. People want to follow Traoré's style, but the house is too scattered. The government tries a bit, but true control is still far. Central African Republic, CAR, had Western help fail them. Long before AES fire, Russia's Wagner Group entered. So, reducing Western help is because help already left. Partner with Russia? True. But it's swapping one master for another who might be worse. It's survival, not a revolution like AES, which chased foreign soldiers completely and stood on their own. CAR people suffer under all this power play. Ethiopia. Ethiopia doesn't lag in saying no foreign interference. They guard their independence well. They focus on building their own things inside. But they haven't broken relationships with Western powers completely. They balance East and West. They're strong but haven't joined the new, cut all ropes, revolution of AES. It's their own style. Algeria. Algeria doesn't play around. Since independence, they hold their oil and gas tightly. State control. They talk Pan-Africanism well. They're not afraid to face Western powers. But Algeria didn't just wake up with AES. It's their long-time style. They still talk with France, even if there's fighting inside. They didn't make the sudden, sharp break like Sahel countries. They're veteran fighters, not new revolutionaries. Sudan. Sudan is full of war. Different groups fight, each with different foreign backers, UAE, Egypt, Russia, Iran. So, rejecting foreign control. Which group says that? And what do they mean? It's confusing. People suffer, gold flows out. It's a cry for freedom inside war smoke, not a clear plan like AES. Togo. Togo made a big announcement in 2024, French soldiers, leave our land. This shook everybody. Lomé said they're reviewing mining deals and defense contracts too. People held their breath. Will Togo join AES? They watch closely. But, have French soldiers left? Not yet. The government moves carefully. Pressure comes from the people wanting quick change and from Western powers whispering, take it easy. Togo could spark the next fire, or blow out a small candle. But the story didn't end there. 20 countries tried to calm their people with half measures, with speeches and small projects, just enough to keep them silent. But the Western fear, the fear of freedom, still stalked them like a shadow. Sanctions. Threats. Bribes. Personal greed. It all came back to haunt them, holding back their dream of real independence. They couldn't yet break the chains. Not like AES. Their freedom was still a dream, like a distant star, shining bright, but far away. Let's hope those leaders, those puppets of the past, find the courage to break the old chains. Let's hope they stand tall like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Because only then will Africa truly be free. Africa lacks unity in real terms.